Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. In this episode, I'm taking a look at Spyfall 2 by Alexander Ushan, originally published by Hobby World, and this is the Dutch localization by Jumping Turtle Games. And this is a party game for 3 to 12 people, where everybody gets cards with a certain location on it, except for one person who is the spy. And people are starting to ask questions at each other about that location, not making it too obvious for the spy. And the spy has to, play along and give answers and ask questions without giving himself away. So it's a fun party game. I'll open up the box and show you what you get with the game. Then I'll do a setup and a rules explanation, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, so Spyfall 2 Double Trouble by Jumping Turtle Games. Let's take a look at the box first. So on the back here, there's some artwork of the components and of the art on those cards. Plays up to 12 players. You can play with 2 spies. Let's open it up. Alright, so inside of the box, there's still some room left here in the box. But yeah, so we got these Ziploc bags here, so that's good. Really like it when publishers add in these Ziploc bags, so you can store all of these decks of cards in their own individual baggies, which is great and it's very handy to have. So in these packs of cards here, I'll just start opening them up. So we got several locations. Okay, so on the back of these cards, they're all black. They all say Spyfall, which makes them compatible with the first game. And this is the racetrack. Here's a fancy vineyard. Spy cards as well, so we got these female spies here. And we also have these male spies with the big satellite dishes on their heads. So we got plenty of cards for those. There's, I believe, 40 of these cards. So in this packet, more location cards. There we go. So we got the cat show with a really big spy cat there. And they also have different occupations listed on them here. So yeah, we get several. We got like the singer and the guitarist at the rock concert. We got the bass guitarist, the drummer, etc. Fans. Here's the chocolate factory with a taster, etc. And this is the gas station. And then we have cards for the coal mine with the mine workers. We have Parliament. And let's see what else we got. We got the cemetery over here. Alright, so let's take a look at the next package. Okay, there we go. So the prison. We have prison here. There's cards of the library. And everywhere there's a spy hidden in somewhere, as you can see, which is pretty funny. We got the jazz band. More prison cards. They're a bit mixed up. There's the jazz band again. So I'm gonna have to sort those out. Here's another library card, which I already found here. So library cards. There's the subway. So several of those. There's the racetrack again, which I already had in this stack. The racetrack. And here's the vineyard again. And through the magic of editing, I opened this up quicker. So here we go, the cat show. Again, we got the construction yard over here. Just 3 of them. There's the library, so they're completely mixed up. I'm gonna have to sort all of these out, but they need to be sorted anyway. The stadium here, with the spy being at the start, and in the library there's a spy as well. So there are hidden spies everywhere, which is pretty funny. Here's the wedding, and the spies in the back over there. And there's more subway cards. And there's the gas station again. Here's the home for the elderly, which I already saw in that other package. Subway again, the mine again. There's the art museum here. There we go. Some more of those cards. There's 20 different locations, so once you sort all of those out, here's the touring car, tourists, and that's it. Oh, there's the docks, the harbor, yeah, and the racetrack again. There's another package. So again, through the magic of editing, I can show you these cars a bit quicker. The touring car, the wedding, the harbor. Yeah, we've seen all of these, so they definitely need sorting. So I'll do that now and then set up a game. So the first time you're going to play Spyfall, you have to sort all of the cards into their Ziploc bags, because in this game you will have 20 different locations, and each location will have 10 cards. So what you do is you sort them all out, and you take 10 location cards and 1 spy card, and you put them into an individual Ziploc bag with the Spyfall side on the top and the spy on the bottom, so you cannot see which location is in these bags. Now, depending on the number of players, you either put 1 or possibly 2 spy cards in there. There's plenty of cards with the game, so you can do that. So if you're playing 3 to 6 players, you only put 1 card into the bags. If you're playing 9 to 12 players, they suggest you add 2 cards into the bags. And for 7 or 8 players, you can choose whether to put 1 or 2 in there. So then one of the players will randomly pick one of these location bags. Let's say I'm going to pick this one. And the best way to do that is to put them upside down, of course, so you can't see the edges, because that might give away what location it is. So you kind of randomly pick one from the whole stack of Ziploc bags and cards. So you have one of those, and then one player opens that without looking, and then on the bottom you'll of course have the spy card. And without looking, you count the number of players. So say we're playing 6 players, so we take the bottom card, of course, because the spy needs to be in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, and you put the other cards away face down. We put them back in the Ziploc bag. So then you take those cards, and without looking again, and the spy has to be in there, you shuffle those cards and you deal them out to all the players, meaning that all the players will know where you are, because you keep those secret, you just don't show them. But one player will have the spy card and will have no clue what the location is that the other players have. And now you're ready to start playing. The game also comes with this handy poster that has all of these locations, and you can put that in the center of the table so everybody can take a good look at all the locations and think of clues to give when they need to, give a clue about the location that all the people are at this moment. So what happens next is that you determine a maximum playing time, and you can say, okay, let's start by playing about 7 or maybe 8 minutes. You set a timer, and then the player who dealt the cards will start asking questions. Now the start player will also have a card, and he can be the spy or he can be one of the people who knows the location, and that person just picks one of the other players and asks a question, and that can be a question related to the location where you are actually at, but it doesn't have to be. So you could ask, so are there a lot of people here? Or have we been here before? Or maybe you can ask, hey, what's that smell? And then that player has to answer that question. So the question doesn't have to be a yes or no question. It can be an open question, and then that player can answer any way they want. After that player has given their answer, they can ask another question to another player, but not the one that just asked them a question. So there's not really a player order. You simply pick someone else and ask a question. So after time runs out, then the players will have to together decide who of them is in fact the spy.
because the spy, not knowing where you are, could have given a really strange answer to a question, or if he was late in the round to have been asked a question, then he could have, from all the answers given, concluded, or at least guessed, where you are. So then the person who dealt out the cards, the game leader of that turn, could say, well, I suspect that player is the spy. And then all the other players could raise their hands if they're in concurrence, or not if they don't agree. Another way to do it is simply to vote. But once the group has chosen who the spy is, then that suspect has to flip over their card. If that player is indeed the spy, then that player loses the round. But if they point to a player that actually was not the spy, then the spy wins the round. There is also the possibility that all the players unanimously decide to point out the spy before the timer runs out. And in that case, each player has one chance in each round to say, okay, stop the timer. I think it's that person. And if everybody agrees, then you can stop early. But then the vote has to be unanimous. Otherwise, just unpause the timer again and continue playing. And of course, unanimous means all players except one, because there always is one spy. And in a game with multiple players, well, you have two spies, then you need to be unanimous minus two players. There's another way that a round can end, and that is if the spy reveals himself before the timer stops and points out the correct location. So if he has a very good idea of where everybody is, he can say, okay, stop the time, I'm the spy, and we are in the cemetery. And again, if that player is correct, then the spy wins, but if not, then he loses the round. If there are two spies in the game, then that second spy can concur with the same location, but he can also point at a different location. The spies then still win if one of those locations is correct. Keep in mind that when the timer has been stopped by anyone other than a spy to guess who the spy is, then at that moment the spy cannot reveal himself and point to the location he thinks they are in. He can only do that once game resumes. Whenever a spy wins a round, then each spy gets 2 points. If two spies are in the game and they stop the time to point at a location and they both point at the same location and they are correct, then both spies earn 2 points each. And if all the players unanimously pick one player that they think is the spy but he's not, then all the spies also get plus 2 points. But if the other players win a round, so the spy loses, then all the other players get 1 point. And any player who stopped the game in a round to point out the spy gets plus 1 point if they were correct. In that case, if there is a second spy, that second spy would get 1 point as well, just as if he was not a spy. So you continue playing, then next player on your left picks one of the Ziploc bags, takes out the number of cards that you need for the number of players, shuffle them, deal out the cards, play another round, and you can decide on how many rounds you want to play. And after that number of rounds, you simply tally up the points you scored, and the player with the most points wins. And you can also combine this game with Spyfall Part 1, and then you have 2 of these posters and more locations to make it even more challenging. And that is how you play Spyfall 2 Double Trouble. Let's go to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Spyfall 2 by Hobby World and Jumping Turtle Games. Well, first of all, let me talk about the presentation. So the artwork on all of these cards, as you can see here on this poster, is just amazing. It's so cool. It's really humorous, really bright, really cool, really nice. And this poster is also very handy to have on the table as a reference. And the other side, as you see here, has just the names in 4 directions. So if you have a big group of people and some people have trouble reading upside down, then you can put this on the table as well. So that's pretty cool. You have a nice poster there. So that's very handy. And the rest is simply cards with art on them. And that's it. And that's apparently all you need to make a fantastic game, because it really is a fun game. I really enjoy party games like this. I've enjoyed the Chameleon, aka Gooseberry, where you have to guess a word. I like the Fake Artist Goes to New York by Oink Games, where you have to guess an object or a word based on a drawing. And I really love this one too. You ask questions, people give, vague answers, trying not to be too vague so they get pointed out as the spy, but also not to give away too many clues so the spy can guess where you are. And that's basically all that this is. Such a simple concept, so much fun. Really enjoy it. It's a quick game. You can play it for as long as you like. It's a game where you go, okay, we've played a round, let's play another one. We played 5 rounds, let's do 10 next time, And you can play with up to 12 people. I mean, that's a huge group of people you can play this with and have a lot of fun and lots of laughs, because you never know what people are going to answer. You could get really silly questions and really silly answers, and it will be hilarious. People will be laughing. Lots of fun. So Spyfall 2 in this case, but Spyfall 1 as well, is just a lot of fun. I think it's a great party game, giving it 2 thumbs up. So that was my review for Spyfall 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.